Hi, everybody. I'm very excited to be here with you guys. Yes, I'm Ryan Montes. Yes, I'm a certified hypnotist. And yes, I'm going to tell you all about that stuff. But before you can understand how I got to be a hypnotist, you got to understand where it all started. So going back now 15 years, I was a younger man in my early 20s. I was actually a private investigator. I was a private detective, and I would work out on the road doing things like covert surveillance, and I'd be in surveillance vehicles with dark tinted windows, and I'd be watching buildings and watching people and doing all kinds of fun stuff like that. And I actually started listening, because I was always in a car. Hey to everybody who's saying hey. I started listening to audiobooks because I was bored. It was a lot of time on the road, 14, 15 hours on the road. I'd listen to audiobooks, and I really liked books about people who had, started out in hard situations or started out not getting what they wanted in life and then becoming really successful. So I listened to a lot of biographies, a lot of self-help books, a lot of self-development books. And I came to realize that the big secret that all of these really successful people were using, industry leaders and celebrities and inventors and all this stuff, was that they were using the power of their unconscious mind. They were using the power of their unconscious mind. This was the common thread that I discovered, that I observed, whether they were stating it overtly or not. All of these people were using the power of their unconscious mind. And I came to this realization that if I wanted to be as successful as I wanted to be in life, I needed to do the same thing. And I needed to use my unconscious mind. And why is it important? Why is it important to use the unconscious mind? And what is the unconscious mind, right? So the unconscious mind basically is just, if you know what it is, by the way, go ahead and put it in the chat. What is the unconscious mind? Give me your quick definitions. I'd be interested to see them. But the unconscious mind basically is everything that's happening outside of your unconscious awareness right now. Alexandra says intuition, that's part of it. The mind that is not conscious, that's right as well. The majority of the mind, about 95%, most would estimate, is the unconscious mind, or you might know it as the subconscious mind. Things we do without thinking about it, is from Huda, is a really good definition. And so all of that is correct. And the unconscious mind is just everything that, as somebody said, is outside of your conscious awareness. So all of your memories, long-term and short-term, all of your emotions, all of your programming, all of your attitudes, all of your values, everything that under the surface makes you who you are, which ultimately, and the reason that it's important, why is the unconscious mind important? It's because what happens at the unconscious level ultimately controls your entire life. What happens at the unconscious level outside of your conscious awareness is actually what creates your thoughts, what creates your emotions. And your thoughts and emotions are what create your behaviors. And your behaviors are what create your results in life, your circumstances in life. So what's happening at your unconscious level is actually creating your reality. It's creating your world. And so why this is important is because we can take control. We can take control of what's happening at the unconscious level, and thereby take control of our life, take control of how we feel, take control of what we achieve. Somebody said, whatever we plant in our unconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become a reality. If you agree with that, if you already kind of have figured that out in life, go ahead and drop a yes in the chat. And if that's news to you, you've never heard that before, go ahead and put the word news in the chat as well. Amazing. So what's the answer? How do we take control? How do we take control? Well, I discovered, and this might sound bizarre, but spoiler alert, I discovered that hypnosis is the answer. And hypnosis really, to understand what hypnosis is, you first need to understand what hypnosis is not. Hypnosis is not what you've seen on TV. It's not stage hypnosis. It's not entertainment. It's not taking control of somebody else. It's not somebody being asleep or totally out of their mind or zonked out or any of that stuff. It's actually just a means of communication with our own unconscious mind. Hypnosis is just a person communicating between their conscious mind and their unconscious mind. And sometimes they're guided in that by what's called a hypnotherapist or a hypnotist, like me. But really all hypnosis is actually self-hypnosis. A hypnotherapist or a hypnotist just guides somebody through the process. The person's always in control of themselves, right? And once we establish that line of communication between the conscious and unconscious, seemingly miraculous things become possible. So I want to give you guys, thanks Kevin for saying that's amazing. I agree. I've gotten amazing results for myself and many clients and students in my life as well. I want to give you guys a quick example of how easy it is to establish a line of communication with our unconscious mind. So you can participate with me on this, and don't worry, I'm not going to take control of your mind. mind. You're not going to be asleep or unconscious or anything like that. Just make sure, during this process, you're not driving. If you're driving, don't follow along. If you're chopping vegetables for some reason while I'm talking, don't follow along. But if you're just sitting there and you're in a comfortable position, feel free to participate with me here, okay? So what I'm gonna have you do, and this is an example of waking hypnotic phenomena, by the way, what I'm gonna have you do is stick your hands out straight in front of you like this. You can see my camera. Press your palms firmly together, and then interlock your fingers like that. Bend your arms so that you're looking at the top of your knuckles. Pop up your 2 index fingers and hold them so they're just about 2 centimeters or 1 inch apart. And now here's the important part. Don't look at me, look at the gap between your fingers. Look at the gap between your fingers, and I want you to imagine, really imagine, that there's a powerful force pushing those 2 fingers together. Imagine also that there's powerful magnets embedded in the tips of each of your fingers that's drawing them together. And the more you try to resist, the stronger that force becomes. And just keep imagining that they're being pulled together, and realize that in a moment, if they haven't already, they are going to touch. There's nothing you can do. It's probably already happened for the majority of you. Really feel that sensation, allow those fingers to come together. And if you felt that, and then shake it out, you can drop your hands now. If you felt that sensation of the fingers being pulled together, well, then you've established a line of, I'm seeing, wow, so cool, amazing in the comments. That was crazy. You've successfully, established a line of communication between your conscious mind and your unconscious mind. That was a really fun exercise, but that shows us how easy it can be done via something as simple as our imagination. So I want to give you guys one more powerful tool that you can use actually moving forward in life to really take control of what's happening in your mind, okay? You can take this tool with you and add it to your toolbox and teach it to your family and friends. So here's what I want you to do, and you don't need to use your hands for this. You're going to do this all in your mind. I want you again to close your eyes, and I'm going to ask you a question. And the question is, when you think of being very excited and motivated, do you have a picture? So close your eyes and consider this question. When you think about being very excited and very motivated, do you have a picture? And I know that you do, because everybody does. That's just a special question that launches that picture into your awareness in your mind. And so whatever that picture looks like in your mind, I want you to notice how that picture is connected to that feeling of being very excited and very motivated, and notice how it feels in your body. And now I want you to take that picture in your mind, keep your eyes closed, focus on that picture, and make it bigger and make it brighter and bring it closer to you. Wherever it is in your mind, bring it closer and make it bigger and make it brighter. And notice how that impacts that feeling of being very excited and highly motivated. Being very, very excited and highly motivated, okay? And now let's try the reverse. I want you to put that in your mind's eye, put that picture further back and make it darker and make it smaller. And notice what happens now to that feeling. And now, just for fun, bring it right back up really close, make it really big, really bright, really colorful, okay? And open your eyes, and come on back. And what happens? Go ahead, put it in the comments. What happens when we make that picture bigger and brighter and closer to that feeling of motivation and that feeling of excitement in our body? Let's see what responses we get. Feel happy and joy. Okay. Feels so nice. Feel happier. Yeah. Feel present. It really affects the way that we feel, right? That's what's called an internal representation. And for every feeling, every state, every emotion you have, you can do the same thing. So if you're feeling, a little bit worried about something, you can ask yourself, when I think about worry, do I have a picture? Pull up the picture and make it far away and make it dark to make those feelings smaller as well. And when you want to feel excited, or you want to feel happy, or you want to feel really confident because you're about to do something that requires confidence, do the same thing. Pull up the picture of what confidence means for you and make it bigger and brighter and closer in your mind, and you're going to feel these techniques boost. And the more you do this, the stronger it gets. It's a muscle that you can build. And so, the message that I want to leave with you guys today, I hope you enjoyed these couple of exercises. I hope you found this interesting and fun. I love the comments that are coming in. I love that technique. The message that I want to leave you today, first of all, there's this quote: if a person wants their dreams to come true, they must first wake up. And the thing that I'm going to add to that is that if you want your dreams to come true, you must take control of your mind. You must take control of your unconscious mind. And it's important to me that you know that you have the power to do that. You have the power built into you. All you need to do is work with the resources that you already have consciously to access the power of your unconscious mind. And I've given you a simple and powerful tool to use today.